Getting off the topic of quotes now, I want to talk about something that I call the 4 C's of success. This is something that I kind of randomly just thought about. Last week, I was out to dinner with my girlfriend, and sometimes, like, while we're eating, we're just kind of like, we're both kind of like daydreamers. Like, I daydream a lot. And I was thinking, what is it that separates people that are very successful from people that just kind of just tread along? Like, what is it? What is the separating factors? And I thought about these 4 C's that really made a lot of sense to me. And I see it in people that are greatly successful and in the people that are either mediocre at their field or whatever. These are the main things that I see that are the big differences. And I'm gonna go into it a little bit about each one. So I'll give you the 4 right off the bat. So it's courage, curiosity, credibility, and connections. Okay? Those are the 4 C's for me. Now let me talk about courage first, which is probably the most important one. Anybody that you know in your life or that you see has that is a great success, has so much courage. And what does that mean? So they do things that other people are not willing to do. They're willing to step way outside of their comfort zones and try things that other people are not willing to try. They're ballsy people. Like, usually when you meet a really successful person, for the most part, they're gonna be somewhat ballsy, and they're willing to go so far beyond their comfort zone to achieve success in their field. So that, like, if you don't have courage in your life, it's gonna be really difficult to make it to the top of any field. I'll guarantee you that. You really gotta cultivate courage. Like, and the way you kind of get more courageous, so I'll give you an example of what I've been doing. So most of my life, I've kind of been, I've had a fear of public speaking and things of that nature, like speaking in front of a big group of people or giving a presentation. Like, those things kind of freak me out. Or creating a YouTube channel. This is something a year or two ago, I would just be like, absolutely not. I would never put myself on video. So things like that is being able to attack those fears. So for example, I joined the Toastmasters, which is just a group of people where you just go in there and you kind of talk, and then people give you feedback. It's kind of an interesting kind of concept in which it's like the classes around here in Toronto are like 15 or 20 people or so, and you go and you get a chance to speak in front of the group, and each time you feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit. But it takes courage to go ahead and do that if you're scared of public speaking. It's not a walk in the park for some people. For some people, it is. You can go and just absolutely crush it and just have no problem, not be self-conscious at all. But for some others, it's a pretty big fear, and having the courage to attack that is it's hard to kind of muster up the courage to do it, because the first couple of times you're like, God, every bone in my body does not want to do this, but you just have to kind of do it anyways. And then from there, I joined an improv class, which I'm still taking. I joined one improv class that was 7 weeks long, 3 hours per week. And it's very uncomfortable and a vulnerable feeling. But in order to kind of be a success, eventually, if you want to be a huge success, you're going to have to be able to speak in front of big groups or lead a big group of people. So those are things you have to do. And if you're hiding from your fears, it's going to be hard to be successful. Anyways, enough about courage. I'm going to go to the next one. Curiosity, huge. Curiosity is so huge. Like, in the field that you're working in, if you want to be successful, look at the people that are successful and look at the people that are not successful. I will guarantee you that the people that are successful they're so curious about their field. They have such curiosity. Like, for me, I play poker, okay? And I coach a lot of people in poker as well, and I can see it in the people that I coach. whoever is more curious has better results. You can take any field, for example, okay? Take, let's say, you're a real estate agent or whatever. You've got to be curious about who your clients are. Be curious about all the history in the neighborhoods and all these things. Like if you're not curious and you don't have a passion towards what your work is, then it's going to be so difficult for you to progress and want to learn more and more and more and more about it, and read books and grow in that field without cultivating that curiosity that's so necessary, in my opinion. So if you're not curious, you have to find a way to convince yourself to become very curious about things. And the way you want to do that probably is going to be, think of reasons why you should be curious. Think of reasons why you should be curious. I'm just going to use a real estate agent as an example, just because I personally love real estate, so I'm just going to talk about that. I'm not a real estate agent. I just play poker. And so let's say you're a real estate agent, and you're just like, why would I be curious? Be curious so that you are so much more prepared when you work with your clients. Like, be curious as to, like, let's say you're selling a house. You want to know every single thing about that house. So if your clients ask you a question, you're prepared. Bam, bam, bam. You know everything. And you can kind of paint the picture for them and spark some emotions to sell it. Like, can you see yourself here, et cetera, et cetera. But being curious about the backstory, about the house, the neighborhood, and even being very curious about the clients is going to go a super, super long way in that. And it's obvious when you see curious people, they ask a lot of questions. When you're curious, you ask a lot of questions, you dig for information. And these are so important. If you're not curious, you're just kind of like, you just go, let's say you sell that property, real estate, you're just kind of like, they ask you a question and you're just like, I'm not sure, I'll have to ask somebody else. That kills the whole combo in itself. Or you forget little things like what the client told you about. Let's say the client mentioned that they like this and that, and then you show them a house that has nothing to do with what they told you that they like, and you fucked it all up because you weren't curious about them as people and trying to understand what they're looking for, why they're here. So anyways, if you don't have curiosity, find a way to cultivate that, because it's so important. Next one on the list, credibility. I'm going to try to go through these last two quickly so the video doesn't drag on too long, like above 10 minutes. So credibility. So you need to be credible. For example, let's say you're a trainer, okay? You need to have the body of a trainer. You can't be some fat guy. Even if you know as much as the strong buff guy, like you have the same knowledge as that strong dude in the gym, but you're some fat guy and you're labeling yourself a trainer, you're probably not going to be successful. Let's just be straightforward, because people are looking for, if you're looking to hire a trainer, you're looking for somebody that has a body that you desire, not some fat guy, even if the fat guy has the same knowledge as the strong buff guy. You are going to take the buff guy, and he's going to have more of a chance in working with you, right? And this goes for any field to be credible. Like, you have to be the guy that is a master in his field with knowledge, but not only with knowledge, you have to be the guy that does things. Like, if you want to sell, let's go back to the real estate example, okay? If you want to sell $10 million houses, you have to have had sold 5, 6, 7, 8, $10 million houses already. You have to have that credibility. Why would somebody try to have you sell a $10 million house if you haven't sold it already? You got to work yourself up to that point and build the credibility. Like, for me, I'm a poker coach, okay? And I coach a lot of people, maybe 80, 90, 100 people right now that I coach. And the only reason I'm able to coach them is because I have credibility. that I'm a great poker player myself, and I'm always working on my game and continuously learning more things. If I didn't have that credibility, I can't be a coach. It's not possible. So it's not only about, because there's so many people that they talk about what they know, but they never actually do it. So you can know what to do and not do what you know. So you can know what to do and not do what you know. So that's really important to kind of grasp that concept there. And this is what Tony Robbins actually talks about a lot, and I'm going to talk about him a lot in my videos because I absolutely love Tony. And he talks about this. He says, you can understand the concept behind something, but if you're not actually doing it, if you're not practicing it on a consistent basis, and if it's not a part of you, if it's not something that you implement in your own life, then you don't know it. If you don't do it, then you don't know it. It's that simple for Tony. So you can understand the concept behind it, you can have knowledge about it, but if you don't do it, then you absolutely don't know it. It's that simple. And that goes for anything, really. I mean, knowledge is only potential power. It's not power. Knowledge is potential power. Only when the knowledge is put into action is when that becomes power. So let's go into the last one here. Connection. So this is something I've personally been kind of lacking in my life as of late, is connecting with people that are, or networking with people that are, 10, 20 years ahead of you in the success, in success. Like people that are who you want to be like, people that can mentor you. You can mentor a lot of people too, but you need a mentor yourself to kind of help you, to guide you, to teach you, so you can learn from somebody that can make you and help you think bigger, dream bigger, and have bigger goals for yourself. Somebody that's going to kind of push you, challenge you to keep shoving and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And that's going to be really, really important in your success as well. And this is something I've heard so much in a lot of the books that I've read, and a lot of the guys I follow on YouTube and things like that. And this point is so important because a lot of us, we just hang out with people, or we spend most of our time with people that are very content with where they're at, and they're not striving for big levels of success. And if you're one of those guys that really wants to reach really strong heights as far as success goes, you really need to be networking and connecting with people that are at least 10 to 20 years ahead of you as far as, success goes. And that's going to bring you so much value in itself, because they rub off on you without you realizing it. They rub off on you. They will rub off on you. You'll bounce some ideas off them. They might give you ideas. These are the guys that will invest with you as well if you have a business idea or something like that. And just go where they hang out. Just go spend time with them. Like one example is I'm going with, I've already been to the Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within, which is, that seminar is fucking amazing. I'm going to make an entire video about exactly what I learned about that seminar, all the notes that I took. That one's going to be probably 30, 40 minutes long, and it's going to be a fucking amazing video. I definitely recommend tuning in for that one. So I'm going to create that. And also, I'm going to, the example I was going to give, I'm going to Date with Destiny in, it's going to be in Florida in December of this year, 2018. And there was two options in tickets. One of the options was, because I got the early bird tickets, one of the options was $4,500 ticket, and that's the standard ticket. It's just a standard ticket. And then the other option was the $6,000 ticket. Okay, it's either, there's only two options for Date with Destiny. It's the $4,500 or the $6,000. And if you buy it later, I think it's either $6,000 for the bad tickets and $8,000 for the good ones. And I asked the woman, what Like, did she think, like, do you think there's value in getting the $6,000 ticket as opposed to the $4,500 ticket? Like, what should I do? And she said, well, the only difference is that you get to sit a little bit closer to Tony Robbins during the seminar. It's a 1-week seminar. It's kind of a big thing. I said, is that it? She said, no. She said, also, remember what Tony says, proximity is power. Proximity is power. So you want to be close to the people. You want to get as close to the people as you can that are successful. So what that means is, I'm going to be sitting next to the people that were willing to pay $6,000 for a ticket as opposed to paying $4,500 for a ticket. And that in itself makes it worth it. So think about that. Just even if the seats were exactly the same, and she said, there's going to be 2 sections, a left and a right. On the left side is going to be the people that paid $4,500 for the ticket, and on the right side will be the people that pay $6,000 for the ticket. You want to be on that side of the people that paid $6,000 for the ticket, because you're going to be next to people that paid $6,000 for the ticket too. This is going to be people that are willing to invest in themselves, and people that are willing to pay the extra price to be around other successful people. So that's an important point in itself there. So just really think about that one. And that's something I haven't really thought about that much in the past. But now I try to make it a point. I'm just like, how can I get around people that are like, worth tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and kind of network with them? And that's a perfect way. Go on a date with destiny. It's a 1-week event. If anybody has been to Tony Robbins seminars, there's a lot of interactions with the people, to your left and right. There's a lot of talking going on, and you do a lot of group work and things like that. So now I'll be able to do that group work with those kind of guys, and maybe meet some big players in the field of success. So that's something to really try to implement in your own life. And when I do go to the Date with Destiny, it's December 6th to 11th in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm also going to make a video about that with every single thing that I've learned, all the notes that I've taken. I pay very close attention when I'm at these things, so you can be sure I'm going to give you guys all the information, but it's never going to be the same as actually being there. When I went to Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within, I did a 45-minute video for the guys that I coach in poker, and I kind of posted that on our secret exclusive Vimeo. And there's a lot of notes that I took that you learn, but it's just when you're experiencing it, when you're there, when you're going through like a 70, 80 hour seminar, like it's just a whole different ballgame. It's something you get so immersed into, and it's a totally different experience. But nonetheless, I'm still gonna be making that video to let you guys know exactly what I learned, exactly what the takeaways were, and yeah, that's all. So if you guys have any comments about the 4 C's, or if you guys want to add anything else that I haven't mentioned in this video, obviously there's some more things to success than just the 4 C's, but I think these are very strong pillars of success and things that are extremely important. And if you haven't noticed it before, just take a look around you. Look who's successful, look who's not. Notice the 4 C's. Trust me, all of them are going to be there. So just pay attention to that. And yeah, if you guys have any comments, just let me know in the comments section down below.